Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining our webinar today. I've got um, Nima here from Tasklet Factory, our partner, who's going to be kindly showing us a demo of the new pack and ship module of the Tasklet mobile WMS solution. And if you have any questions throughout the presentation, feel free to stick them in the chat box and we'll pick them up as we go or at the end. Yeah, so thanks all for joining, and over to Nima to take over and give us a bit of an overview and demo of Tasklet pack and ship. Thanks, Nima.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Eilish, and thank you to everyone joining here today. I really appreciate that. Can you just confirm if you can see my PowerPoint right now?
Yes, can do.
Great. Yeah, just to give a quick presentation of myself, my name is Nima Hamidi, and I'm one of the channel sales managers here at Tasklet Factory. And today I'm going to be giving you guys a presentation of Tasklet Factory's mobile WMS. I'm just going to start with a brief, a couple of slides where I introduce Tasklet Factory, who are we, what is it that we offer to our customers, and a little bit about the technology as well. But then we're going to basically jump straight into the demo, and you'll be able to see basically how our solution works. And like it was mentioned in the beginning, please feel free to write any questions in the chat area, and then we'll take it up at the end. Good. So let's just jump straight into it. Just a brief overview of Tasklet Factory. We've been in business for more than 15 years now, and we basically started because we saw a need in the market for a user-friendly WMS solution. We did see that a lot of customers or companies out there were still handling a lot of their warehouse processes manually. They were printing out papers, they were manually receiving and picking items, constantly going back and forth to a computer and then posting it. And we also saw some Microsoft partners who developed their own WMS solutions for customers, but kind of making that in a way sometimes too complex, like working in the ERP system, or when you need to do upgrades on ERP, you're kind of stuck if you have a lot of own built solutions. So we wanted to make a standard WMS solution which integrates directly with Microsoft Dynamics ERP. So that's NAV, AX, Business Central, and also Finance and Operations. The important thing to understand about our solution is that we basically take the warehouse functionalities you have in, let's say, Business Central, and then we just make it mobile. We make it digital, and then we really offer those warehouse flows in a very user-friendly way. So that's the core of what we do. We sell our solution through Microsoft partners because they know you as a customer, they know how your ERP system is set up, and they're a really big part of both the implementation and also giving you support. We have more than 1,300 customers all over the world using our solution. Customers from many different industries, wholesale, logistics, retail, production companies, basically, any type of company that has a warehouse, who has Microsoft ERP, and who are looking to optimize their processes. So we do have many different types of customers. We also sell warehouse robots. I'm not going to get too much into that today, but these are basically to help, if you have a lot of transportations in your warehouse, the robots can ease a lot of that as well. I'm specifically located here in our office in Denmark, where we have our headquarters, and we also have an office in the US as well. So that's briefly about Tasklet. I want to talk about how do we actually see we can create value for our customers. The first point, I already mentioned that it's, we offer a user-friendly solution that helps you optimize processes in your warehouse. And you'll see that in the demo as well, that it is a user-friendly solution. You'll also see that, if you implement the solution, it's going to be easy for new people to grab the scanner, get a quick introduction, and then actually start using it in the warehouse. So you can easily, get up and running with the solution. The installation process is actually pretty simple. Once you have Business Central installed, or NAV with the different warehouse functionalities and all of that, adding Tasklet on top of it is pretty simple, because like I said, it integrates directly with Business Central and NAV. So you can quickly actually start testing it out in your own warehouse. You get a lot of standard features out of the box, which I'm going to show in the demo, but also it's important to say that our solution is very flexible. It's easy to customize it, and we basically train our partners to be able to handle customizations. Then I also want to say that not only does our solution work online, but also offline for many of the processes. And that really adds kind of an extra layer of security and stability to the product, because we have some customers who have limited internet connection in the warehouse. And if they were to lose connection, then with our solution, they can actually continue to perform their key processes. I'll get back to how this actually works in the demo itself, but that's a big advantage that the solution also works offline in many cases. Good. So just a quick slide on the technology. The operating system on the scanners that we sell is Android. And we actually, the way we sell our solution is that our customers, or those who want to choose Tasklet, they have to choose one of the devices that we have approved. And that's really to guarantee our customers that they'll have good performance between the software and the hardware. So yeah, but the thing is, we have the biggest brands out there. We have Honeywell scanners, we have Zebra scanners, and we have something for every type of warehouse need. So we have a good list of products, devices that we support, and we can always guide our customers in choosing the right hardware for the specific situation. The way we communicate with the ERP system is using web services. And like I said before, regarding ERP versions, we of course support Business Central and NAV. It's important to say that when you choose a solution like ours, you get a standard solution out of the box, and that's really what it gives you kind of that extra support, in the sense that if you, for example, have Business Central, every 6 months, Microsoft will send out the new releases, and we'll of course get that in advance, and our team will make sure to upgrade our software so it's compatible with any latest release of Microsoft. So by choosing a WMS solution like ours, we take responsibility for continuously upgrading our software, using by being ready with any latest releases. Then a last thing I want to say before we jump into the demo is that we always sell our software together with this device management system called MobiControl. It's basically, and I'll actually show it to you just in 1 second here. It's basically a system here. I'm now logged into the MobiControl, where if you were one of our customers, we could see all your scanners which are connected. We could see which ones are online. We can see which ones are offline. And in that way, we can give you support remotely, even for the installation as well. We can do that remotely. So we never have to send out a person physically. All of that can actually be handled remotely, using the MobiControl. Good. So with that being said, enough of the slides. You guys should be able to see my scanner right now. I'm just going to zoom in so you can see a little bit better. But I'm actually sitting physically with this scanner here, and then I'm using this MobiControl to show you what's going on my screen. Great. So let's start the demo. Here is basically my login screen, where you can type in username and password to log in. We can actually also create a barcode that you can put on the warehouse worker's ID card. And then just by scanning that barcode, I'll just scan one now, you can actually log into the device. So just by scanning it, you can log in, and that's basically a quick way of logging in as well. I just want to turn down the volume a little bit on the scanner here. Good. So now I'm logged in here. You can see my main menu, and today we're going to focus a lot on the pick and the shipping. But before going into that, I also want to show you some of the steps before that, because before even picking it, typically most of you guys will also be receiving the products into your warehouse. You'll be putting it away, and then of course we'll get to the picking and the shipping as well. But let me start by showing you the receiving process. What you see here on the device is a list of orders that I'm expecting to receive in my warehouse. I have 10 different orders. I can scroll up and down here. Before going inside any of the orders, I just want to show you that I have a filter in the top right corner where you can filter on which location you're working from. So you can change that. You can also filter on the expected receive date. So if you want to look at future orders, you can change that as well, meaning I'll look at any orders from the 30th and going back. You can also type in the specific PO number that you need to receive on, or you can look at assigned user ID, where you can choose, for example, all orders or maybe orders dedicated to a specific user. So now I'm basically ready to receive an order here. Now, in your case, I don't know how many orders you're receiving every day in the warehouse. It could be that you're receiving 10 orders a day, or maybe 20 or 50 or even more. We've made a really nice way to filter orders. You can actually just scan the product that you're receiving. And once you scan it, as you can see here, it found out directly which order I needed to work with. So the product I scanned was only in one order, so it went directly into the order I needed to work with. If I scanned a product that was in 2 orders, then it would show me the 2 orders and I could choose which one to work with. But in this case, it was really fast. I scanned the product and now I'm inside the order I need to work with. Once you're inside the order, it's actually from here that you can work offline, because all the lines have been downloaded to the scanner, and I could basically do all my receiving offline and then just post it later when I have internet connection again, if I did lose connection, right? So let me start receiving my first item, the Marabou orange. If it's correct that I'm receiving 10, I'll click on the green check mark. I'll now scan my next item. Let's say I was expecting 15 as the order arrived, but there was only 12 when I actually found it here. Now you can see the line says 12 out of 15 because it's partially received, and you have the orange color here. Now maybe a few seconds later, I find the remaining 3. I can just scan the product again, and you can see the system automatically knows that it's 3 I was missing. So I'll just confirm that. My next product is lot number track. So notice how, as I receive this product, I'll just scan the barcode. I'll also check up on the expiration date, scan the lot number, and confirm the quantity. So there was some extra steps here, but that's all set up in Business Central, that this product was lot tracked. Therefore, you had some additional steps. Now, the cool thing is we also support GS1 barcodes, or you can say data matrix barcodes, that contain multiple data. So actually, just through one scan, you could actually collect all the information. You could collect the lot number, the expiration date, even the quantity, and then through one scan you would have collected it all. My last item is serial number track. So here I need to scan the item barcode, and now I need to scan the serial numbers individually. Serial number 1, 2. If I make a mistake and scan the same one twice, I'll get an error on the scanner that I already received that one. So I'll scan the correct one, and there you go. So now I've received all the items. I'll click yes to posting. I'll just click that here. And now I can enter in the delivery note number, or I can even, if I have it as a barcode, I can scan it, or I can click here and then type it in manually. I'll just click right here. And now it's basically connecting to Business Central. And already now you can see that it posted it. So just think about your process in your warehouse today. If you're doing that manually, here what I showed, everything was handled from the device. The order was on the device, you did the receiving on the device, and you even posted from the device. So no need to go to a computer and do anything here. So that was my receiving. Let's just jump out of that. There's more stuff I could have shown, but we're going to focus more on the pick and the shipping today. So I'm not going to go too much into details. I just want to show you really quickly the next logical step once you receive the items is you want to start putting them away in your warehouse. So I'll click on the put away. Yes.
Hi, sorry to interrupt you. Just a wee
No worries.
question popped in. It might be worth you just showing just now while you're in the flow. Someone's asking about transfers, warehouse transfers. Is that
Yeah,
something that you can do with the scanners?
yeah, absolutely. Um, there's something in the Business Central called transfer orders where you can move products from one warehouse to another. That would be a picking you would do on the scanner, and then you can use the scanner to receive it. So yes, you can do transfer orders on the scanner. If the customer is more like referring to a normal move in the warehouse, that's also something which can be done through our different move features. I'll try to demonstrate that later on as well. Yeah,
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
you're welcome. Um, So let me just show you really quickly the put away. The cool thing about Business Central is that it automatically created this put away order. Let me just scan one of the products from that order from before. This is exactly the products that I just received, and Business Central already created a put away order for these items, saying that okay, marble orange needs to go to this bin, W03, 002, pistachio needs to go to this bin, etc. So all that logic is coming from the ERP system. I will start now by walking over to this bin W03002 and scan the marble orange. I'll scan the bin where I'm placing it and confirm I'm putting 10 here. I'll now scan my next item I need to put away, the marble pistachio, scan the bin. Let's say I was supposed to place 15, but there was only room for 12 on the bin. I'll put 12. And I want to place the remaining 3 on a different bin because maybe there wasn't actually space for that. So I'll just scan the marble pistachio. I'll scan a different bin than the expected one you can see here. My system will just tell me, hey, that's not the expected bin. Are you sure you want to place it here? I'm going to say yes and confirm that I'm putting 3. So if I long press on this line now and click registrations, you can see how I put 12 on this spin and I put 3 on this spin here. So you can easily see how the lines were split up. Now, for the sake of the demo, I'm not going to go run through all these lines. I'm just going to go into my menu button and then post that now. So that actually means those 2 lines are now posted in BC, and I need to put away the remaining items here later on. Good. So now we've received the items and we've put them away to the different bins. So now comes the fun part. We've sold some items and we need to start picking them in the warehouse to send it out to customers. We have different types of pick orders we support. We of course can pick directly on a sales order or using a pick order if you're working with the advanced warehouse. Today I'm also going to show you how you can pick for multiple orders at the same time, for example, or pick for different boxes where you can do the tracking and the shipment. We also pick for, just like the question before, transfer orders where you need to move products from one warehouse to another, and we can even pick for production orders. So there's many different types of picks that are supported. One thing you need to know is that, with our software, anytime you go inside an order, it's always locked for the user working with the order. So if I went into this order now, you could see a lock symbol really fast down there, meaning it was locked for me. Now there could be a scenario where we needed 2 or more to work in the same order. Then you can actually long press the line and click release it, and that would allow 2 or more people to work in the same order. Yeah, good. But today I want to focus on some very specific picking scenarios. It's the picking. You can see some of our picks have this kind of special symbol here. It's kind of a box or a tote, as we call it, meaning that when you're picking these items, you not only scan the product and scan the bin you're taking it from, but you're also scanning this box that you're putting it into, because you'll need that for the shipping later on. So let's go through that process. I'll go into this order now. And here I have one order going, for a specific customer, and we have, 3 different products that this customer needs. So I'll just walk over to my first bin, scan the first product here, the marable pistachio, scan the bin I'm taking it from, and now comes the step where it says scan tote. So here I have these unique barcodes on my boxes. I'll just pull up a quick PowerPoint here. 1 second. You can see these are kind of, a box that you could put in the order into, where you have these license plates with a unique barcode. We can print these out from the device that you can put on your boxes or your plastic totes. So that's one of those barcodes I'm going to scan now, the license plates. And I'm going to put in 2 there. I'll scan my next item I need to pick, scan the bin where I'm taking it, scan the lot number for this type of item, and again, scan the same tote that I put it into, confirm I'm putting 2, and I'll pick the last product, scan where I'm taking it from, and let's say I was supposed to scan this tote here, but it was already filled up. Then I can scan another tote. System just asked me if I want to use a new tote. I'm going to say yes to that and confirm that I'm picking 3 for that. So that's it. I'll go ahead now and confirm that I want to post that. Now my picking has been posted. So I'll just jump out of that order right away, or the picking, and I'll just move really quickly down to this feature we have called pack and ship. Oh, I missed the button here, the pack and ship down here. So here, this fairway sound order is specifically for the order that I just picked. So I'll go into this order. You can see here I have my 2 different boxes that I picked for. I can see the content by clicking on content, 2 peppermint, 2 boxes of marble orange. I'll just check the other box as well, the content. That's 3 marble pistachios. Now I could say in the packing that, oh, actually, I have room, I have a bigger box where I can put it all into. I can click on my menu button and I can click combine all content to new. So it's just creating one new box for me, and I can even print out this new license plate, or it can be automatically printed out as I'm combining it. And now what I'll do, one thing I can do, wait a minute, I'll just go back one step. One thing I can do is I can click on my menu button. Let me just click content first. Here I can actually print out this license plate content if you're using Tasklet Factory Tasklet Factory Cloud Print. You can print out this license plate content, and let me show you really quickly what that looks like. I have that on the PowerPoint as well. So this is kind of like a content list where you can have exactly what's in this order, how many pieces. You can put that in the box with the order, or you can even put it outside. So you can print out this license plate content whenever you're ready. So I'll just go back here. Now, here comes the interesting stuff. We want to, post the shipment, and we want to, make sure we book in the shipment and print out the shipping labels. And for that, we've developed an integration with some third-party products. I'll get back to what that is. But from the scanner side, what I want to do is I want to click on this box, and now you can see the system asks me for some information. For example, what is the package type? You can create all these, different standards inside of BC. So let's say it's a big box, medium box, small box. I'll select the medium box. What is the weight? Let's say 10 kilos, and that's it. So when shipping with DHL, my system knows that that's only the 2 types of information I need: the package type and the weight. But you can set up per vendor, shipping vendor, what types of information is required. It could be there's some additional steps you need as well. But for me, I needed the box type and the weight. And you can see the dimensions were pulled out automatically based on the medium box. So now if I click post, here comes the really fun part, because if I click post now, I'm just going to do that. It's going to connect to Business Central, and through a third-party product that we integrate with, you'll actually have the shipping label printed out in the warehouse, and you will have booked in the shipment. So to do this, we work together with, right now, there's two products. One is called Ship It 365 from the Netherlands, and we have another product we also integrate with called LockTrade. So these are basically Business Central shipping add-ons, which work with all the different carriers. They can book in the shipment and do all communicate with all the transportation management. But anyways, from a warehouse perspective, it means that you can do all the what you need to do from the device. You can post the shipping. You can have the shipping label printed out, or the package label. And yes, you'll have the in this case you'll have the shipping booked with DHL, who will come and pick it up. So that's really a smooth process if you have a warehouse where you're both doing the picking and you also have some kind of solution for shipping, that maybe you're doing that manually today, you're handling that whole process from a computer. So we integrate out of the box with Ship-it 365 and LockTrade as well, but it is also possible to integrate with other products, but that's kind of a customization that would need to be done through your partner. But out of the box, it's these two products that we integrate with. Good. So I hope that made sense in terms of how we do the pack and ship. I just want to show you another really quick example in the picking. I'll click on pick here. We have a fun example here at the bottom, where you can see this order here says number of documents 3. This means I'm going to be picking for 3 different customers here. So if I click on that order, you can see I have shipping order 13, shipping order 14 and 15, and you can see this customer 15 needs 2 different products. So it's basically picking for multiple orders at the same time. That's also something we support. So something I notice about this order is that I'm picking 3 of the same items, but for 3 different customers. So I can save a lot of scanning by actually starting to scan the bin here. Then I won't need to scan this bin again. So I'll just scan that bin in the beginning. So now, I'm not going to scan that bin again. I'll just scan the Marabou orange. I'll scan a tote, an empty tote. I'll put in 3 in that one. Now I'll scan the product one more time, scan another tote, put in 5. I'll scan the product one last time. And let's say, this is of course going for the 3rd customer. Let's say I made a mistake and scanned for customer number 2. It's of course going to give me an error on the scanner, because the scanner is going to make sure that I keep the order separated. So I'm going to scan the correct tote now and put in 1. Lastly, I'm going to scan the Marabou orange, sorry, the Marabou pistachio, scan where I'm taking it from, and scan this tote that I'm putting it into. So once that's done, I'm ready to post that. It's now connecting to BC and already now posted that picking order. So if I go back and now again into my pack and ship, you can see I have 3 new orders that just showed up. This is exactly the orders that I just picked for, that is going for 3 different customers. So I can handle the shipping again, just like I showed you before, by going into this one, for example. I can check the content. Yep, that's 3 pieces. I can click on the box. I can choose the package type, the weight, and then I can post it. So that's how quickly you can actually do the shipping. Great. So that's more or less what I wanted to show today regarding the picking and the shipping. I do want to give you some other few features here at the end, just so you can see some of the other processes that we also support. There's of course, all our counting features where you can do inventory, planned count, unplanned count, adjusting quantity. You can also move products around in the warehouse. That's something we offer, and we also even handle production, but that's something for another day. But let me just show you really briefly some of the counting functionality. I'll click on count. And here I'm going to access this physical warehouse physical inventory journal. So if I click on that, you can see here I have 3 different products I need to count. This is, of course, all this counting is created in BC. You can, create how often you want to count your warehouse. So you create these count orders and then release it to the scanner. So just for the sake of the demo, I'm just going to count one product. I'm going to count these cables, scan where I'm counting it, and then I'm going to count, let's say 85 here, 85 boxes. So let me just go ahead and post that. Click post. So what happens now in BC? That one line I counted is being registered in Business Central, but it's all being registered in Account Journal. So I'm not doing any final posting here. I'm just registering it in a journal, and the warehouse manager can see what I counted versus what was already registered in the system. If there's a big difference between the two, then the warehouse manager can ask for a recount. But if what I counted looked correct, then the warehouse manager can do the posting. So you can also use Tasklet Factory to do the count. Like I said, you can also do an ad hoc count and a negative adjustment. You can always also limit the access for all the functionalities that we have. Let me briefly also show you a moving we have. We have the planned move where you can order kind of a movement, but you also have the ad hoc move called unplanned move, where let's say you're in the warehouse and you want to move items. You can just scan the product you want to move, scan where the product is placed, say how many you want to move, let's say 3, and then you just scan the bin that you're moving it over to. So that's a quick way of doing ad hoc movements. You can also do mass movements by using the bulk move. Yeah. Lastly, just a really quick and nice feature I want to show, which is relevant for most, if not all, our customers, is, for example, locate item, where you can scan a product to see how much do I have in my warehouse of this product. So this product specifically is on 8 different bins. That's why I have 8 lines as I scroll up and down here. In this example here, you can see, okay, I actually have 87 of this product, but only 77 is available. And that's because there's a reservation on a sales order for 10 pieces in this case. So you can always see what's physically there and also the availability of the product. Yeah, so it just gives you that quick overview of where the items are placed. Good. That is basically what I had from a demo side. I don't know if there's any questions that popped up while I was doing the demo here.
Yes, a couple of questions, Nima. Thanks for that. That
Yeah,
was really good. Um,
absolutely.
someone is asking if you're picking from a sales order list, is there a system check to ensure the customer isn't on block or if they have available credit?
Yeah. Well, you cannot do any picking if somebody is blocked or something like that. That whole logic is coming from Business Central.
Yeah.
So you will be creating the pick order inside of BC, and then you will be releasing it to the scanner. And of course, if the person is blocked or the account or whatever, then you're not allowed to do it on the device either. So you're really following the logic from the ERP system in that case.
Yeah, that's probably important for everybody who's listening
Yes,
to understand that, Tasklet is just displaying on the handheld the same logic as Business Central is using. So anything
absolutely
that you can do in BC, you can do in Tasklet.
correct.
So it transfers that functionality over. That
Correct.
probably answers the next question that we've got as well, which says, does it create a packing list for customs purposes? So I guess that would be similar to what we've just said, is does Business Central create a packing list for customs purposes? I'm not sure if it does as standard, but if we've developed something like that for a customer, then sure we can pull it over. What are your thoughts, Nima?
Right. Well, it's the same as you say. That's something that needs to kind of come from BC that you can,
Hmm.
once you post the pic, then it needs to kind of, or the shipping, it needs to kind of initiate that kind of print. So it really comes down to if that's something BC can do.
Yes, and I can pick that question up after the demo just to see exactly who's asked it and if
Yeah.
we've done that at that site.
Yes.
Another question, does it recognise and identify items within an assembly rather than just the top level items sold? So does it work with assembly items, Nima?
Yes. Yes, it does. Is that, I don't know if that was if the question is related to a picking scenario, but it does work with assembly. We also have this feature called assembly orders where you can actually do the assembly of items. But if it's the question is related to a picking scenario, then it can also support the assembly part in the picking process as well.
Yes, so if someone was picking a bill of materials, for example, the
Yeah.
scanner would come up with the individual items within that assembly
Yes.
or that bill of materials.
Yeah.
Okay,
Correct.
great. I think that was the last question there. Thank you everyone for your questions. It's good to know that you were all engaged with the demonstration and had some good questions. And thank you, Nima, for your demo. It was really, really good. If anyone has any other questions after the demo, please just reach out to myself or Aileen or Lee, depending on who your account manager is, and we can come back to you. And yeah, this will be recorded and we'll issue it out to anyone that wasn't able to attend, so you can watch it back. Yeah, I think that's everything from us then, Nima. Thanks very much again, and thanks everyone. See you
Thank you,
later.
everyone. Have a nice day.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.